For years, mankind has pondered about this boy right here.
Oh yes, it's Twix time! It's Twix. Oh wait, the last Twix!
And what could possibly be his top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time.
Oh yeah, I'm serious right now. I'm gonna find whoever ate that last Twix, because it's like illegal in 8 countries to eat someone else's Twix. What's going on, guys? Gee whiz! What's going on, guys, and welcome back to what is another UnlistedLeaf. Whoa, where were you, buddy? I know you're not getting away with it that quickly. That is ridiculous. Where were you for the past week? Yeah, sorry about that. I was actually finishing off my final week of uni ever, so I'm on holidays for like 5 months now. Wait, so if you finish uni, does that mean you can dedicate 100% of your time to videos? Well, yeah, I guess so. I bet everybody's excited right now. But anyway guys, that's enough of that. Let's crack into today's video, which is actually the most requested video I've ever got on UnlistedLeaf, and I thought, what the heck, I haven't been doing videos for a week, so let's bust this one out. So guys, make sure you do your seatbelt up and get flipping prepared for what is my top 10 favourite Pokemon of all time. Number 10. It is none other than Scizor. So I don't really know the reason why I really like this Pokemon, but I think it's got something to do with how I really liked Scyther when I was a little kid. And I remember one day in primary school, I was like eating my lunch on the playground, and I'm like, and then some kid showed me a picture of Scizor. I flippin' died. I remember like teacher had to run over, give me CPR. I'm just kidding, I didn't die, but it looked incredible. Full sort of metal outfit, and it was completely red, and he just looked so gangster. Also the fact he kind of looked like a Digimon. For me back in the day, because I was such a big Digimon fan, that was an absolute winner. He looked so cool. And actually a little fun fact about Scizor, I've never actually owned him in a game. I'm not quite sure why, like he's just never really been in my party. Number 9. So hitting it up at 9th place is actually my first ever legendary on this list, which is Darkrai. The reason why Darkrai is on this list is actually like really random, but he was actually my first ever event Pokemon. If you don't know what an event Pokemon is, it's pretty much where you go to like a place, like a store, or you go to like an actual Pokemon event, and they distribute the Pokemon into your game, and yeah, they're like really hard Pokemon to try and get. And being in Australia, we don't actually get that many event type Pokemon. They're usually like American or European exclusives. So when this bad boy was announced it was going to be a Target, I had to get that. You do not know, like every priority out the window, I had to get to Target. So then that magical day finally came. I had my full DS on charge. I walked in that shop like a gangster, got Darkrai in my party, and it was probably one of the happiest moments of my life. So the really sad part about it is the fact that he already came at level 50, and being the lazy Pokemon trainer I actually used him for like, I think a full year, because I didn't have to train him. He was already level 50. I was probably the laziest Pokemon trainer out there. I'm like Ash Lazy Ketchum. Number 8. So in at the glorious number 8 slot is actually a Pokemon that is probably one of the biggest fan favourites in Pokemon to date. It is the one, it is the only, Flygon. So I remember the very first time that I found out about Flygon was when I was reading through, I wasn't reading, I didn't know how to read, I was just looking through the pictures of my Ruby and Sapphire walkthrough book. So I was looking through like the Pokédex page, and then I found this really awesome slimmed down green version of Dragonite. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most menacing lean green fighting machine I've ever seen. And ever since then, I vowed to get him in my party, no matter what it took. Even if I did have no idea actually how to get him into my party. So I think my confusion sort of ranged for about 3 weeks, and once again in primary school, one of my good friends came up to me and he's like, Ando, do you know how to get a Flygon? And I was like, dude, nah, no idea. And that's when he told me you can't actually catch Flygon straight out, you gotta actually evolve a Pokemon. I ran home as fast as I can, faster than flipping Flash, got my flipping Flygon, and oh my gosh, I don't think it's ever left my party. Number 7. So here at number 7 is actually a Pokemon I think everybody already knows is one of my favourite Pokemon ever. It is actually Suicune. Before you guys all go, oh my gosh, do you only like him because he's a legendary or anything like that? When I first saw Suicune, I actually had no idea he was a legendary. I just thought he was like a cool looking blue dog. I mean, I was already a fan of the Blue's Clues dog, and then like this thing is a Pokemon? And have you seen that flippin' like purple afro he's got going? So much more menacing than Grimace from the McDonald's characters. And I think Suicune must have like an Instagram account, because he's in a hipster. Like he doesn't conform to those metal plates on Raikou and Entei's head. He's got like his own funky like rectangle growth coming out. I don't know what that thing is, but it's awesome. No, but seriously guys, I actually don't have too great a reasoning as to why I really like Suicune. It's just like one of those Pokemons I saw and I really liked as a kid. And yeah, I really like Suicune. Number 6. So at number 6 here is actually my main man Typhlosion. Believe it or not, Typhlosion was actually my first ever fire-type Pokemon I really liked. Like, don't get me wrong, Charizard's an absolute beast, but Typhlosion, I don't know, something about him just really took the cake. Even though he is on the weird side, always doing the creep everywhere. It wouldn't even surprise me if he moves in with the Queen one day, because he's like part royalty. Because he always wears that flaming crown of doom on his back. He's like, yes, I am the Queen, or King, or whatever, you know, floats your boat. This is probably going to sound super duper stupid, but one of the main reasons why I really like Typhlosion is the way the flamethrower gets launched out of his mouth. It is definitely, for me personally, one of the most gangster looking attacks in the whole anime. I don't know how many of you guys have actually seen the episode where like Typhlosion launches a flamethrower out of his mouth, but the way it like turns and everything, it just, I don't know, blows my mind to pieces. Number 5, you can't see me? So here at number 5 is actually a Pokemon I think everybody already knows is definitely definitely one of my favorites. Here we go, on the count of 3 we'll set 1, 2, 3, cheeseburger. Nah, I'm just kidding guys, it is actually Blastoise. So in like every single video I do, everybody always asks me like, why do I like Blastoise? Where did it originate from? Alright, so we're gonna go on a time machine to go all the way back to like right when I was a little kid, and I think it originates from when I saw the first ever Squirtle Squad. I mean, I was like, come on guys, let's just sign me up for the Squirtle Squad right now. I can do that, Squirtle. But I think the actual point where I really started to like Blastoise is actually in the Mewtwo Pokemon movie. So in this movie, there's like a point where Mewtwo clones all the different Pokemon, and Blastoise gets a clone. I don't know why, he was so dark and menacing. When the Blastoise clone came out like that black print ring, he's like, he looks so dark and like evil at the same time, but he was so cool. So yeah, I think those two like together really made Blastoise one of my favourite Pokemons ever. Number 4, look up Wolverine. Oh, what's up? So here at number 4, all my Evolution fans are hopefully with me on this one. It is definitely Umbreon. And it's not just because I'm on the hype of the Evolution bandwagon. It's actually got a really whack story behind it. I was actually on this massive car ride, and I think it was like a 7-hour drive coming home. I was sitting in the back seat with this magazine I've read 100 times. Looking through it for the 101st time, I'm like, oh my gosh, can this get any more? And then I saw it. It was an advertisement for Unseen Forces, the Pokemon TCG Boost Pack set. And like it had all the gangster Pokemon on it, like Typhlosion and Steelix and Raikou. For me personally, that was the turning point. I'm like, alright, that's it. Umbreon was one of the coolest people I've ever seen. And I think for the next 3 hours as it's coming home, I was just planning out of how I'm gonna get this guy. But if it's not for the story, it's definitely for the design of Umbreon. The way like the yellow markings all look in his body compared to the black and the red eyes. Oh my god! Number 3. Here we are finally guys, here at number 3. It's actually my third ever favourite Pokemon of all time. So this is pretty big. It is none other than Tinkerbell, aka Celebi. What the? Why would Celebi possibly on my top 3 ever favourite Pokemon of all time? Because once again, it was when I was watching Pokemon Forever, yes, with the number 4 again. There's a whole movie sort of based around Celebi. There's actually this scene where like he's down, he's hurt, you think he's gonna die, you're like, Celebi, don't die on me, bros! Don't worry guys, he's not gonna die, because he has flipping, like, vines, exactly the same as Bulbasaur. Those bad boys sort of came out the back of him, and that's when I passed out. I think I died for like 6 months. Who would have thought Celebi has vines that look exactly the same as Bulbasaur? It's a legendary, he's got vines. He reps 2 black eyes because he's a part of that thug life. Such a compact little dude, but for such little dude, he has such a big bang.
Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state.
No, not the TV show, I meant like, just there's the word, Big Bang, or whatever. It's just a cool Pokemon. Number 2, that's 4. Number 2. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No. It's Salamence. So yeah, here at the number 2 spot, my second favourite Pokemon of all time. You guys are probably like, Ando, you lost your marbles. How could it possibly be Salamence? Because like, this bad boy who's sponsored by Red Bull, not quite sponsored by Red Bull, but he's got red wings, you get the drift. I mean, yeah, he's more chunky than the Rocky Road I had for breakfast this morning. Let's face it, he could demolish me faster than I demolished that Rocky Road. But I guess what I'm trying to say is just he's always chilling and he's always happy, like nothing gets in his way. He's just like, it's another day. Actually, he reminds me of Eeyore off of Winnie the Pooh. But what really brings it over the line and makes him my number 2 favourite Pokemon of all time is actually a reason I don't think I've ever told you guys before. He was my first ever EX pull as a Pokemon card. I remember it like it's yesterday. I was walking out of this toy shop, I bought 1 Pokemon Delta Species booster pack because that's all I could afford. I was a small little kid, that took like 5 weeks of pocket money to save up for 1 booster pack. That is like slave labour, isn't it? But anyway, I was walking out of the shop, so I was like unboxing my booster pack, and all I was hoping for was a Pokemon with over 100 HP. It's like a Pokemon with over 100 HP for me back in the day. That was sick. That was probably my best pull I could possibly get. So I was looking through the cards, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a nice one. Oh my god, they stuffed the pack up. They gave me 2 reverse cards. But no, it was not a second reverse card. It was none other than a Delta Species Salamence EX. As a kid, I freaked out. That was incredible. I managed to pull a Delta Species Salamence EX, and like, even if I pulled that now, I would still die. The saddest part about this whole story is I have no idea where that card went. Hopefully he's in a good place. Probably in the trash dump. In the bin at the trash place, getting burnt. He is the flipping number 1, my favourite Pokemon of all time. This beats every single other Pokemon there is. I think there's over like 700 Pokemon out at the moment, but this is number 1. I'm gonna play a little game with you guys right now. Who is the biggest UnlistedLeaf fan? My number 1 favourite Pokemon of all time. It's on the wall of drawings. Leave a comment in the comment section below for 100 internet points. Go. Hopefully everyone's left their comments by now, because I'm talking about the one. I'm talking about the only Thunder Dizzle! Okay, I've got no idea why I did the Oprah Winfrey voice, but yeah, it's thunderous. But yeah, it's kind of weird, like my favourite Pokemon ever is the newest one on the list. I think one of the definite reasons to why I like him is his ride. It's like he roams around that little judgment cloud all day, and he just like judges people. He's like, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you, don't like you. Just to make himself more intimidating, he has a massive moustache and carries a ball and chain everywhere. No, but seriously guys, I think the main reason why I really like Thundurus is because the artwork on every TCG card is always fantastic. And I reckon the fact that he's so hard to catch that once once you do have them in your party, you get this massive sense of achievement. But yeah guys, that does wrap up another episode of my favourite series ever, my top 10 series. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying this. Make sure you definitely leave a comment in the comment section below of your top 10 favourite Pokemon of all time. I'm super curious. And as I said at the beginning video, yes, I've finished uni finally, so I should be posting videos like insane in the membrane. And yeah, apologise again for not posting this week, but we're definitely going to be back on track. But most of what do you do, guys? What do you do? Have a fantastic day, but most of all, keep on gaming. See you then, guys.